Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 10 things that you might have missed in the new update for Halo Infinite that just came out a couple days ago. So, let's get right into it and take a look. So, the first thing is that the Falcon can shoot EMP rounds. I actually missed this completely and got it wrong in my video yesterday where I compared the Reach Falcon to the Infinite Falcon. I incorrectly stated that the Infinite Falcon cannot shoot EMP rounds. Well, it can. And it was actually pointed out to me that you have to switch the weapon type or whatever when you're on the turret to switch between the regular grenade launcher and the EMP round. So, I mean, like, there's no prompt or anything on the screen that tells you to do that, but you have to, like, manually do it. And if you try to switch the ammo type while you just shot, it could take a second for it to actually switch because it waits for it to reload. Alright, for number 2, there's been a lot of talk about whether the new Vestig Carbine is a reskin of the shock rifle. And the answer to that is pretty much yes. I mean, you can just see the design of the two are very similar. The Vestig Carbine is kind of like, it's like the similar shape, but it's kind of like stretched out a little bit or shrunken a little bit at certain parts. But the main thing is that it reuses the exact same animations as the shock rifle. Both the shooting animation, the reload animation, and even the melee animation. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, the animation works fine for it, and you know the studio probably didn't have the resources to create an entirely new set of animations that wouldn't really have made much difference either. Speaking of animations, though, for some reason, the skimmer in Forge AI cannot be spawned with the Vestig Carbine. Even though it uses the same animations as the shock rifle, the skimmer just cannot be spawned with it. However, because it uses the same animation as the shock rifle, you can swap it out with a Vestig Carbine. Of course, it holds it kind of weird, but it can use it because it's the same animation as the shock rifle, which is basically how holding weapons works. If a weapon has the same animation as another weapon or is compatible with the AI, then it can hold it. In this case, the skimmer can hold and use the Vestig Carbine. As for Jackals, though, they do hold the carbine quite weirdly. You can see right here, they when they hold it, they hold their shields like horizontally, which clips to their whole body as well. And for some reason, it just seems like they weren't really set up right for this. So this animation issue, plus the skimmers not being able to spawn with the Vestig Carbine, that probably seems more of like an oversight or something during development of this. But moving on for number 5, this is a weird one actually. The sidekick, the texture, I think it broke, at least in this update, or maybe even a recent one too. But there's now a random white stripe on the sidekick. And that applies to like pretty much every skin, including the default skin for the sidekick. It's just, it wasn't there before. I haven't checked for like a couple updates specifically. Like, I didn't really notice it until it was pointed out to me for this update. But here's some like screenshots of like the sidekick from like previous builds of Halo Infinite, both in-game and on the main menu. And you can see the default skin did not have that white stripe on it. There were some sidekicks that have a stripe on it, but not all of them. Actually, like, not most of them, I should say. And you can see, like, now all of a sudden almost every skin has that random white stripe. I mean, some of them, like the ones that were meant to have it, you know, they look fine still, but now pretty much every other variant of the sidekick now has that random white stripe. For number 6, much like with the EMP rounds on the Falcon grenade launcher, there's no prompt for having the Falcon just hover to hold the altitude. Because there's no HUD telling you your altitude. There's no HUD telling you to press a button to hold your altitude, like there was in the original Halo Reach Falcon. So there's like a secret control for the Falcon, basically. You have to press left trigger, or whatever the PC version of that is, to hold your altitude, and then press it again to let your Falcon drop down. And going back to the Falcon grenade launcher, with the EMP rounds, much like with the regular explosive rounds, the EMP rounds if you fire at the ground, you will feel like the shockwave of it, but you cannot EMP yourself. Just like how you can't blow yourself up with the grenade launcher, with the explosive rounds either. So you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting your own Falcon with the rounds. Unlike in Reach, where you could EMP your own Falcon. For number 8, there is a new Forge control binding added to the main menu. To the settings menu, I should say. And it's actually very important. I've heard that sometimes after the update, this wasn't bound to anything, like there was no binding, which some people were confused about how to activate that feature. Well, it's here in the settings, and it's important that you do have it bound to some button or key. In this case, I have it bound to my right D-pad, and you could do whatever you want, but it's actually important that you use this because it's a very important button to be used for Forge game types going forward in both matchmaking and custom games, such as this one. So this is just regular firefight now in matchmaking, just in firefight playlist. Nothing special about this particular game type. But as you can see on the left side of my screen, there's now a prompt to tell you to hold down that button you just bound to toggle between first person and third person perspectives in firefight. And this is in every firefight game mode now. You can easily just hold down that button for a second and it will switch you back and forth between first person and third person. And that button, if you're a forger, that could be used for pretty much anything as well. You could just assign that action in the Forge scripting to do whatever you want. You could do switching between first and third person, or you could do something else with it. There's a lot of potential for it for custom games, so it's very important that you had that button bound. So the last thing we'll be taking a look at, so in pretty much all the previous Halo games, the Carbine, when you shoot it, you can see the ammo counter actually dropping on the cartridge that you load into it. The green bar, it just keeps dropping the more you shoot. And it was like that in pretty much most Halo games, except for Halo 2 Anniversary graphics. I believe in Anniversary that doesn't drop. But in Halo Infinite, that ammo counter, even though it kind of looks like there is one there on that little screen, it does not drop. It is not dynamic. It is just static the entire time. So yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. Those are 10 of the more noticeable things that you might have missed in this new update. Just anything else that I might have missed on this list, or anything else that you think people should know about, because I did cover a few things in my previous 2 videos, so I didn't want to rehash it all in this video, but just anything I did miss, do let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!